Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Today, I need to address something that I have tried to stay silent about long enough. I've worked inside the conservative movement. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And today, I'm calling out Turning Point USA. Yes, Turning Point USA. This isn't easy. It isn't comfortable, but it's necessary. You see, I was once part of TPUSA's world. I was brought in, believed in the mission, and walked side by side with some of its leaders. But over time, things changed. The alignment lessened. The mission drifted. The loyalty shifted. And now, in the wake of tragic, painful events, I cannot stay quiet. Let's rewind a little. I joined TPUSA as communications director in 2017. I believed in the idea of empowering young people, especially Black Americans, to break free from narratives that kept them down. Events, campus engagements, Brexit collaboration, it was a movement. I was there. I helped shape messaging. I believed we were aligned. But as with many things, time reveals truth. I grew uneasy with how the organization operated, how decisions were made, how dissent was treated, how some difficult conversations were shut down rather than engaged. By 2019, I resigned my formal role. Why? Because the assumptions we'd once made about conservative youth engagement, about authenticity, about speaking truth rather than whispering it, those got compromised. Let me be clear. Leaving does not mean animosity. On faith, it means integrity. It means refusing to stay silent when I see what I believe are organizational failures. Here's where the real critique begins. In recent months, I've witnessed and I've been approached by sources inside a shift in TPUSA's priorities. More emphasis on optics, more alignment with donor agendas, less willingness to engage uncomfortable truths. Events are polished. Talking points are controlled. The campus battles continue, but the internal questions rarely penetrate. Case in point, the tragic death of Charlie Kirk in September 2025. Charlie and I were friends, colleagues, comrades in a sense. I marched with TPUSA before our ideological paths diverged. After his death, I raised hard questions about what he stood for, who he confronted, who he might have challenged behind closed doors. And I noticed how TPUSA responded. Statements, memorials, narratives, moves to control the story. In my view, TPUSA appears more concerned with preserving an image than pursuing the real truth. Internal dissent is squeezed. Questions are dismissed. The donor pipeline is kept protected. The chapter network is kept marching. Organizations like TPUSA claim they are about freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of thought, but they are increasingly embracing a culture of control. I have heard from insiders, if you speak differently, if you question foundational assumptions, especially about foreign policy, Israel, war, and the conservative brand of youth outreach, you're marginalized. You're told to stay on message. You're told to not rock the boat. And this matters because conservative youth engagement isn't about toys or slogans. It's about confronting the culture ahead. It's about risk, truth, and courage. When you muzzle those, you become just another political machine. Let's talk about donors and influence. When large sums of money funnel into campus events, youth programs, media platforms, you better believe there is an agenda. Some of it explicit, some of it implicit. TPUSA has benefited from this ecosystem. But my concern, as the money flows, does the freedom of thought flow? Or does the narrative tighten? Again, Charlie's death is illustrative. I raised hard questions about potential pressure he faced from major funding sources and private meetings. Those questions weren't welcomed by the organization. They were quietly dismissed. One insider told me, "This is above your pay grade." That kind of response tells me the power structure cares more about its survival than its mission. To the young people watching, don't sign up for the brand only. Sign up for the purpose. Don't just attend an event for swag and selfies. Ask who benefits, who's being served. Is this platform building you or using you? Don't let your voice be harvested and mailed back as talking points. Challenge, engage, question independently, especially when your loyalty is assumed. I'm not here just to throw stones. I'm here to push for reform. I believe TPUSA can regain integrity. It can renew its commitment to truth and freedom, to junior staffers, to campus chapters, to youth of color. It can reclaim its mission of challenging the mainstream culture with authenticity, not just optics. Here's what I call for: more transparency in leadership decisions, greater independence of campus chapters from central donor control, safe space for internal dissent and debate, especially on hot-button issues like foreign policy, race, and faith. Real accountability when events go wrong, when tragedies occur. Don't sweep them under the rug. Recommitment to youth empowerment, not just brand building. Why now? Because silence is complicity. Because friends disappear behind narratives. Because movements degrade when they forget their base. Because youth look up to these organizations. They deserve more than glossy appearances. They deserve truth. And I owe that to them. I owe that to the conservative movement. I owe it to myself. So Turning Point USA, this is your wake-up call. The people inside your network deserve better. The mission you once claimed demands more than marketing. To the youth watching, your future is not a hashtag. It's a stake in something real. Thank you for listening. I'll leave you with these questions. Are you being used by a machine, or are you part of a movement? When things get hard, will people tell you to hush, or will you be empowered to speak? Because truth, after all, is neither comfortable nor safe. But it is worth it. I remain committed to the cause of liberty, truth, and empowerment. And I hope TPUSA does too, for the sake of the young people who are counting on it, and ultimately, for the sake of what the conservative movement could be.